So I took a bunch of tests. I think
I had a miscarriage 3 weeks ago, and I was actually not sad or upset about it. Let's talk about it. The person I was having a kid with was just time or energy, and realistically, I got pregnant in March, and me and that person were just having too many issues. They literally just gave up on the idea of having a kid with me. So I had signed up basically to be a single mother, and I was very much taking responsibility of me getting pregnant and was going to try to do my best to have a good pregnancy and obviously give birth and have a baby. That did not happen how I expected. I ended up going to Dominican Republic just to get assistance for my family because I was not eating morning sickness.
Right. So it turns out that you can get out here and dance with your box, but now you running for family. Let's go.
It was just horrible, and I truly just needed support. So
Right.
I was in Dominican Republic for about a month. I found an OB over there that was just amazing. I did get to see the fetus and just the ultrasound and everything, but at no point was I getting super excited. And if there's anything you need to know about me, I've dreamt of being a mother. I've always talked about it to my friends and people that love me, and I felt differently when I became pregnant and was in this situation. Now, I had a ultrasound at 6 weeks, and I never got to hear the heartbeat, but they were letting me know that everything was okay. And I went back for my 9-week checkup, and that morning I had no idea that my child or the fetus was no longer alive or whatever. So I went to the OB that morning with my stepmom. I remember I was really dizzy, just didn't feel good. There was no symptoms. I even mentioned to her, hey, maybe I'm having a boy because I'm craving XYZ. And finally, when I saw the OB, we were talking about everything that's going on. And she's like, let's go do the ultrasound. Let's go see your baby. I go in the back. I lay down, obviously, to do the ultrasound. She, at that point, told me I could do like an ultrasound on my actual like ovaries instead of doing a vaginal one. And I was like, okay, I'm down. When she did the ultrasound over my stomach, I could see her face.
Right.
Because when we looked at the ultrasound thing, it was kind of like nothing had
Scrambled.
happened. Like,
Right.
it didn't grow. Nothing was showing us that there was like a sign of life. Then she's like, let's just go back to vaginal to see if I can just show you the heartbeat. She starts obviously doing the vaginal ultrasound. And when I say her face was just like, and I just knew, like, she didn't have to say any words. My stepmom was obviously in the room, and my stepmom was like, can we hear the heartbeat? What's going on? And like me and the OB just stayed silent. And the OB was like, there is no heartbeat. And I was just like, oh, she just said it. And of course, my stepmom was like freaking out internally. Me, I don't know why, but I got a sense of relief. And I know people are going to think, what? You got a miscarriage and you felt relief? Y'all don't understand how hard pregnancy was. And I was only like, what? Maybe 2 months pregnant. And it was awful. When I say awful, I mean it. So
there you go, guys. Once you get Americanized and you're used to just living and fucking your body up, being pregnant is an awful feeling. What a horrible group of people.
So anyways, she proceeds to say, I'm sorry, we are going to have to we'll do a DNC and hope that you just can move on and process this. And I didn't want to tell anyone that I wasn't that upset about it, just because I feel like that's the normal thing to feel, to be upset about a miscarriage. And I thought if I ever had a miscarriage, I would be destroyed. But no, like I mentioned, I just felt a sense of relief that I didn't have to put my body through so much, that I didn't have to be a single mother. And of course, it was a fetus, so it wasn't like the whole child was here or something big happened and I was going to be traumatized. Like, I still think stillbirths are very scary. Had I gone further along and maybe knew the gender or heard the heartbeat, maybe I'd feel differently. But in that moment, I was like, let's just do the GNC and move on. So then,
that's how they care about their pussies, guys. Let's move on. My pussy fucked up, blah, blah, blah. Let's move on. That's how they care about their pussies. Once you learn about pussy and how they treat their own pussy, then you can get it.
Why did I carry my baby for 20 weeks and then suddenly the heart stops beating? Come with me to my first doctor appointment after losing my baby at 20 weeks pregnant. We're expecting good news, and by good news, it is any sort of updates on what happened. Why did I carry my baby for 20 weeks and then suddenly the heart stops beating? We also want to know, how long do we have to wait before we have more babies? Because as soon as they give us the green light, we're getting started. I'm nervous, y'all.
There you go, guys. us the green light. Ain't no us. He could go fuck somebody else.
I'm already running late. I gotta go. Hello. Checking in for my appointment. Tell me why I'm in the restroom and I feel like I need to fill in one of these.
Are there any complications with the delivery?
No, no complication. Everything was smooth.
Did they need to cut you down to your bottom?
No. I don't have any answers. You don't know why the miscarriage happened. Genetic testing was good. Baby was looking strong. Every single ultrasound. You don't know why. Should I just be okay with not having any sort of answers? But I did get some good news. We can start having babies today. That's exciting. Can't wait to touch hands. Why did I carry my baby for 20 weeks and then suddenly the heart stops beating? Come with me to my first doctor appointment after losing my baby at...
Hi, in case you're new here, welcome. I am going to talk a little bit more about what actually happened with our miscarriage, at least what the doctor thinks happened. As you may know, we found out we had a miscarriage a little over 8 weeks ago. We were pregnant with mono female twins. It was a dream come true. It was like ultimately exactly what we wanted, minus the high risk mono part. We knew we wanted twins. We wanted our 2 babies to stick. But what happened was we transferred 2 embryos from 2 different egg retrievals. One stuck and now one split. In that one that split, that turned into 2 babies, they ended up sharing 1 placenta and 1 amniotic sac. That happens to be the most high-risk situation for any twins and a high-risk situation for pregnancy. When we went in for our 9-week ultrasound, we found out that neither one part B.
Damn shit. Damn.
When I say the society is low, y'all, what I mean is y'all like to say a spiritual diagnosis doesn't. How do you a person with your same metrics, with your same body measurements, with your same issues? How do you explain that person not having the issues that you're having? A lot of y'all want to jump in the comments and go, well, there's other factors, this and that. Are you calling yourself weak? Are you saying that God didn't make your body imperfection when he did?
Man, we not doing that. That's what happened to the black community. That they could just blame God.
You're so quick
That's
to
wild.
discount a spiritual
wild.
diagnosis because you feel like your body just happened to hit the weak lotto. Well, that just happened to my body because this and that. God did not make you sick. You are not Job. So a lot of y'all want to go, oh my God, this is science, this and that. Listen, how do you explain that person with the same body measurements, the same issue, that same person who has PCOS, she had a baby? There's nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you. You are not Job. Well, it was my PCOS and I believe it was stress from work. God did not put you here to suffer. You're not Job. So again, explain to me, how is it with the person? That other person over there, you looking over there, they got the same diagnosis that you have from the doctor, but they had a baby. Explain. God didn't make you weaker than the other.
There you go, guys. This pussy will mess you up.
When I say the society,
to answer this question, so my doctor presented me with 2 reasons that could have caused my miscarriages. One was my excessive intake of caffeine during that time. Remember, I did not know I was pregnant. I was having rehearsals because I was in a musical. I was the lead dancer. I had several dance pieces. I was at rehearsals every single day for hours in the night. I had my job and then I would leave my job and go to rehearsals. So I was rehearsing like every day back to back and not getting enough sleep because I was teaching, so I had to be awake and ready for work. So I was having lots of coffee, drinking whatever caffeine I was having, as well as I did have a uterine fibroid. So it's speculated that maybe
right. Don't talk about caffeine. Don't talk about other shit. Talk about your pussy. But you go, as a matter of fact, you detailed about the fucking coffee and the caffeine.
I was having it, as well as I did have uterine fibroid. So it's speculated fibroid and my coffee.
The coffee is so important. know, I don't even know how I do this shit. These fucking people are fat. Bitch is trying to make like a fucking alien pussy less important than the caffeine intake that made her have a miscarriage. Unfucking believable.
Me caffeine. I was, as well as I did have uterine fibroid. So it's speculated that maybe the fibroid and my use of coffee could have caused my miscarriages. There's no concrete proof. However, I do know that my fibroid has caused me to have fairly periods in the past. So yeah, that could have been the reason why.
Right. But you believe more so the coffee, badass pussy. Gotcha.
I no longer have a fibroid, but yeah.
Got you. That's what I say. Once you learn this pussy, you're gonna learn. These some lying ass motherfuckers. Okay?
A miscarriage is defined as a spontaneous loss of a pregnancy.
They're trying anything.
I completely understand that everything happens for a reason, everything happens in its right timing, but you don't tell a mother who just had a miscarriage that, and let alone give your own personal anecdotal experience to explain why the miscarriage happened in the first place. And I don't mind if it's in the context of close family and friends who mean well, and you can overlook that and see their intention and their good heart. But if you're a medical professional in trying to project your own personal values and patient, that is just out of line. And I went in for a blood test and a urine sample just to make sure that my HCG levels were rising, all for the nurse to tell me, like, you know, it was just not the right timing for you guys to have a baby. Like,
yeah. I wish she would have told you the real truth. I wish she'd have told you, ma'am, all you could be is a sex toy. Stop trying to use that man like you're some precious commodity that could be the mother of his child. I wish she'd have told you the real fucking truth. Then you would have something to fucking whine about.
maybe next time you guys can try again next time. And this was my real life nurse telling me this. Like, all you needed to do, Miss Girl, was poke me with a needle and collect my urine sample to make sure that my body has passed the fetus. But you had to go ahead and explain your personal shit onto me to try to make me feel better, but instead you made me feel even worse, you know? And she's over here like, you know, like, I've never had a miscarriage before, but...
Uh-oh, that's that talk. My pussy better than yours. Uh-oh. 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 She got mad that somebody else's pussy was better than hers. And the reason why, because I was going to interject earlier and I was going to say, you know, ask the sister, like, if you didn't go through this, you wouldn't have this conversation. You wouldn't give a fuck who pussy was bad. But yeah, so now she got mad that the other woman said, nah, my pussy ain't like yours.
Like, I've never had a miscarriage before, but sorry, I'm cleaning my finger because it got caught in the door, and I, like, my whole entire fingernail lifted from the base of the root, and it has so much like blood, and it's just ugly.
It's a bad day.
So she's over here telling me like, oh, you know, like, my friend had a miscarriage, you know, she actually had 7 miscarriages, and my other friend, you know, she had 3 miscarriages.
What does that do for us over here, class? Lets us know these pussies ain't shit. And once you learn about some pussy, you can learn about some women.
And she actually had the baby to full term. You know, like, that really sucks, you know. But, you know, they got through it. They had more babies. And
hey, yo, for the person that's watching this show, I do have a story. Yo, I went to a stillborn's funeral before, guys. My homie, him and his wife had a stillborn. I went to the funeral, B. It was one of the saddest shit you ever saw. I see this before I knew all this stuff. It's like, fuck, she had a stillborn. They had the little coffin for the little baby, and it was wild.
they're as happy as ever. And I was like, I sat there for 5 minutes just processing my emotion, because at that point, like, I'm hurting, I'm really fucking sad. But this point, like, I'm like, bro, you're out of your place telling me this. First of all, I didn't ask. I just came in to do the medical procedure so my OBGYN can talk to me. Anyways, after 5 minutes of just silence in the room, after her just going on and on about her friends who had this kind of miscarriage and that kind of miscarriage and how everything happens.
Ma'am, ma'am, all you bitches do is run around and be fake with one another. So she's playing the regular card that y'all play. Fake with one another, trying to be nice, trying to have a conversation. If your pussy wasn't fucked up, you would be the nice one.
Time I tell her, like, so like, that really made me pissed, because at that point I was like, my nurse is not advocating for me, she's really attacking me. And what I mean by that is I told her, like, hey, like, you know, at the end of the day, like, me and my husband have been trying for a whole year. Fertility might come a little bit more easily for others, but for us, it's just been. You have, like,
ma'am, let's talk about the real story. You and your husband has been trying. You've been trying for a year, right? Excuse me, hold on. You've been trying for a year, but it hasn't worked. Let's talk about the real story. Let that man go fuck somebody else and see if it works. Let's talk about that. That he picked you thinking that you was a wholesome, good-looking bitch.
We have one son right now. You just gotta look at him and be happy for what you have. And I was like, I understand, you know, I'm grateful for my husband, I'm grateful for my family, but the baby that I lost is someone that cannot be replaced by another baby or my current babies and family right now. I was like, at the end of the day, I am a grieving mother and I lost my child and I'm really sad. And I wish this would never happen ever to anybody, because nobody deserves, you know, this kind of loss. And it hurts, especially as a mother, because you develop that connection.
Right. What about the father? These people ain't shit, yo.
What's up, you guys? So I'm coming to you with a subject that is very hard to talk about, but that I feel like needs to be spoken about or brought awareness to on social media, because there is not enough information out there about this subject. What I'm referring to is called incompetent cervix or cervical insufficiency. It can also be called weak cervix. So what happens during this process is you are expecting a child, you're having an otherwise very normal pregnancy, and all of a sudden, between 20 to 24 weeks, your body decides that it wants to eject the child, resulting in a miscarriage. This is because your cervix is way too weak to bring the child to term or to carry that child a full term. Like for part 2.
There you go, guys. All these things you got to worry about if you want a baby in this new climate. All right?
If you've experienced recurring miscarriages, I want you to listen to this.
First things first, I want to just send you so much love and know that there is nothing that I can say that's going.
This is what black bitches want to talk like. I can't stand bitches that talk like this. This is wild.
Feel better, but I do want to share as much information as possible to help support you moving forward. And I also want to make a disclaimer that nothing is your fault. You did not cause the miscarriage. It is not something you could have done or did differently. Sometimes these things do just happen. And
no, they don't. Fuck you think you talking to?
Support our bodies, female and male related, that can support ourselves in the future to have a healthy pregnancy. That is why I want to share this with you. If you have had recurring miscarriages, I want you to look into endometritis. This is an inflammatory condition that affects the lining of your uterus, and it makes it a lot harder for a...
Well, hold on. You just said it's not their fault. Now you're telling them to look within themselves, and you're saying the damn term wrong.
Harder for a pregnancy to implant and actually stay in there, which is why a lot of people who have endometritis experience recurring miscarriages. And a lot of times you might not have any other symptoms other than reoccurring miscarriages. I recently had a client who experienced this and had no other symptoms of endometriosis or anything like that.
Right.
I used to have a little rubber that I was given by my spiritual mother by then.
Why did I have a miscarriage at 20 weeks? That is one of the questions that came to me in one of my videos.
There you go, guys. It's not a game. These boxes cannot convert, players. It is what it is. I'm not giving passes on bitches. These bitches don't get to talk that shit to me. I'm not giving passes for your bad box. Really?
3 major causes of miscarriage that everybody should.
Fucking Africans, B.
Are you a lady that has suffered recurrent miscarriages, or you know?
Fucking bad pussy African bitches.
Okay, so a lot of y'all wanted a story time about my miscarriage. I really don't know how comfortable I am telling the story on TikTok. I didn't expect for nobody to ask for a story time, really. So, y'all, when I first found out I was pregnant, I didn't know what to do. I was debating, should I keep the baby or should I get an abortion? But they already had banned abortions in Mississippi.
This is different. So she wanted to get the baby deleted, but they had already banned it in Mississippi. Trump got in office. Guys, last thing she's gonna say is, yo, so I went with the father who was a good, decent man, and we decided that bitch is on her own, just throwing her pussy around.
Oh, it left me with no choice. So I know that I'm young, and I know that I'm young, and I'm supposed to be having a child right now.
God, they fucked this shit up, brothers.
So, I wanted to take a minute to talk about downloads I received relative to the miscarriage phenomenon, and I was sitting in my home and I was asking the universe, why does this happen?
There you go. That's the lie right there. They can't talk to this class like that. Why my pussy had a miscarriage? Fuck you mean why? So you don't know your own pussy?
Asking the universe, why does this happen? Why does this trauma happen to women who desire children?
What about the man? But I tell you why. Because you lived your life against what the people were telling you. Get yourself with a good man and stay with that man and have you some babies. You didn't do that. Now you're asking why. If you wanted to be a mama, you would have did that when you became a grown-up.
Women who desire children, who are embracing this opportunity in this pregnancy, in this baby, in motherhood. Why does it happen to women? And why are they forced to endure such trauma? And oftentimes, for some, repeatedly, prior to being able to actually have a child. And this occurred right after I had a vibrational healing session.
Right. When you listen over here, you get to hear how fake bitches are. I know you know already. But this is the ultimate fake shit. Okay? When you start involving the pussy, everything else is fake, man. Okay?
My consciousness was on a million, and I was in complete alignment. And
my consciousness was on a million. I was in complete alignment, but my pussy can't carry a baby. Ma'am, are you taking any questions? Please, I'm just in the one. Don't you feel bad that it's crackheads and poor people that can have babies and you can't? Hey, don't that make you feel bad?
I was wide open and I received an immediate answer. And what I heard was, they missed the carriage. They missed the carriage. And then I started having another download. And
oh, so we playing on words. Oh, they missed the carriage. Oh, got it.
It's the being that is required to align with them next karmically. So there are many metaphysicians or other enlightened beings who will tell you that, one, a soul does not actually implant itself in the womb until a certain point in the pregnancy. And two,
right. Guys, we talking pussy here. See, you niggas let these bitches say about anything to you. We talking pussy, and this bitch is talking some other shit. We talking pussy.
the pregnancy. And two, through abortion or miscarriage, oftentimes those experiences do not change the actual soul who is going to actually be implanted when the time is right.
There you go. But unfortunately, we are professionals over here when it comes to pussy. So the question is, what's the right time? Right. A gray area fog. Right. The right time is when your pussy was right. See that?
And I said, I understand.
Right.
I understand.
Right.
Because when you compare this to abortion is a different trauma. It's a different experience. And it is the woman who chooses. It is the woman's fear that is stopping that experience. Versus
boy, oh boy.
That soul's fear choosing. Wow. When it comes to miscarriage, they are missing that opportunity to come through into the realm. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It is them missing the opportunity to transition from the spirit realm to the physical realm.
Wow. Wow.
Therefore, that soul cannot be implanted.
Wow. So we can't just say, ma'am, if you had a healthier pussy, it would be all right. We got to go through all this soul surfing. Wow. Guys, this is lying bitches in your face. Now, she just said spiritual. Let's see what this bitch said.
So, I was watching somebody's live.
Oh, whoa. Whoa.
If a miscarriage happens, in the first trimester,
It is not your fault, sis. All right? And that's what it is. All right? Hopefully you guys can understand that. All right. But my Friday is about to start. I'm out of here. Maybe I'll come back later in the evening, but I'm definitely going to hang out for a little while. So I'll see you niggas later.